Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Stop.
Monsters have always been used to represent the fears and cultural anxieties of the moment. They function as mirrors reflecting what we find disturbing and threatening about ourselves and the circumstances we live in. This means that monsters change with us, they evolve. This is especially true of vampires. Since Dracula was published in 1897, the vampire has transformed to better reflect what troubles us. Becoming less monstrous and more human over time, the vampire's evolution proves that what we truly fear is being human. My research focuses on this change. From vampires being portrayed as predatory monsters to conflicted creatures that we sympathize and identify with. Concentrating on the last 15 years, I examined how vampires were overexposed after Twilight premiered in 2008. The popularity of this franchise finalized a shift of the vampire from terrifying otherness to overfamiliarity. The best example of this is perhaps Hotel Transylvania, which made vampires completely domesticated and family-friendly in 2012. By the mid-2010s, the vampire had been rendered toothless. No longer able to frighten audiences, the vampire needed to discover new ways to have meaning. This brings us to the main subject of my research, What We Do in the Shadows, which first as a movie in 2014 and now as a TV series has helped the vampire reclaim relevance through laughter. I focus on the series, which is a mockumentary-style sitcom, think The Office, that follows 4 vampires and a human familiar or servant living together in current-day Staten Island. Still in production, Shadows has used vampires to reflect many of our modern fears and anxieties for 4 seasons. Importantly, Nandor, a vampire recovering from 750 years of loneliness and self-destructive behavior, spirals into an existential crisis after being confronted with the grim reality of modern science. His struggle is also ours. Ever since the first photograph of Earth was taken from space, identified as Earthrise, we've coped with the guilt of our own destructive behaviors, knowing that there is only one planet with limited resources and resiliency. Premiering in 2019, the series has also reflected the pandemic. The premise of the show, where vampires interact with the world they've grown unfamiliar with, is a perfect analogy for emerging from quarantine. However, the tone of the show is a welcome relief. At a time when life has been so serious, the series commits to being utterly silly. These are the vampires we deserve at this global moment. We need them to remind us that even if everything is not okay, at least it's okay to laugh. Thank you.